I don't know. I just got on here to say I'm having a bad mental health day and I wish I could just shut it off. I don't really know why. I mean, there's a lot of stressors going on in my life right now, like some stuff that I can't and don't want to talk about necessarily, but I don't know. I just thought I'd get it on here. Don't really have anybody to talk to. So, I don't even know what to say. It's just, I'm all alone. Even when I'm not. But I am, you know? There can be this one person that you want to be there. But they make it like it's a chore. And yell. And hurt you. Because you don't have another choice. I don't know. And I started taking Wegovy a few months ago. I think my dosage needs to be brought up. I started on 1 milligram, currently on 4. I'm up for my doctor's appointment to check my weight and all that coming up in June 4th or something like that. I noticed that it seems to work like in the beginning, but then I think towards the second half of the second month of the 4 milligrams, I don't know, it slowed down, or like my weight has stalled, or like, or the or the depression is just stronger than the meds. I don't know, but I don't know. Hopefully they'll increase my dosage. Hopefully my insurance will still cover it. I did lose weight, so yeah, I lost like 30 pounds total since January 1st. So hopefully with that it'll still be covered. I'm scared though. I think the body dysmorphia is kind of kicking in again. I was hoping that it would get better this time around, because last time, like, what, 4 or 5 years ago, I was at my lowest weight. I was at the weight I weighed in 5th grade, 200 pounds. I might have even got lower than that, because I was on a 6-week trip where all I did was hike and barely ate anything. So, because I was trying to save money so I could extend my length of time out as long as possible, along with sleeping in my van every other night, or finding new friends and chilling with them. But I don't know if anybody will care or listen or anything. And I can't really go to therapy because even with good insurance, my therapy is like $100 a session, and I'm like not gonna talk. I'm not gonna pay $100 to talk to somebody for an hour when I'm in severe debt from trying to fix my house. So it was safe, and sadly it is not. one of my severe stressors right now, but that's obviously not my only stressor. But as for the body dysmorphia, like, okay, when you lose a lot of weight when you're big, especially at my age, I'm 45. So I lost all that weight when I was 40, and I had been on and off between 300, 280, 350, like yo-yoing since I was like 19, 18 years old. And my lowest was 200. And I had really bad body dysmorphia, like, just looking at my face. Like, I felt like I looked 20 years older because of the face drop. It's like all this, just wrinkles. And you got this instead of this. It's just saggy. Like, you can already kind of see how it comes along like that. That's from the weight loss. Because before it was full. Which I'm not saying I want it full, but... and it's, like, hard because, like, I just blamed myself, like... and I would cry, and it was hard. And then the other issue is I have this, which is a hernia. I have like maybe 4 or 5 hernias. This is all hernia. This is not something I can control. When I've gone down to 280 before, this was not here. At one point, it was like this size of my fist, and it grew to, like, what is that? Like a basketball size? Like, it sucks. It gets on the way. I'm not comfortable. My clothes don't feel like they did before when I was at 280. But even down to 200, it was still there. Not quite as protruding, but it was still there. And it still made me feel a lot bigger. The doctor said my stomach should have been, like, a lot flatter. But that's because of this stupid hernia. And I'm trying to lose, at least 60 more pounds before I actually go in to try to have the surgery to fix it. I'm going to have skin removal surgery. And they're going to cut me. Whoop, and whoop. I don't know exactly where, but they're going to have to cut me. Shove all my stuff back inside. Tighten my abs back up. Because they're... and... stretch out my skin and just... that's gonna suck. So I'm not looking forward to that. So that's another stressor I got going on. I already feel like I'm kind of falling into that. Just, I think part of that is like me fighting it, and like the fear I have about the surgery, and the fear I have about the face, and the fear I have about what happened to me that caused me to gain most of the weight back. So I went from 350, I think around the end of 2017. And then I decided to start, losing weight. And I got a severe case of food poisoning that lasted about 2-3 years. And on top of that, I had extremely severe depression. And I couldn't eat. And when I did eat, because of the food poisoning, most stuff would make my stomach spasm so bad, and it would last for like 5 days. I would barely be able to like sip even water, and it would just like spasm. It's not fun, and I did have to deal with that during my trip too. So another reason I didn't really eat very much on that trip. But yeah, that food poisoning and the depression that made me barely want to eat. And then on top of it, the food poisoning pain caused more depression, caused more not being able to eat because then the fear of eating and the fear of getting spasms again because they were so excruciatingly painful. So that's how I ended up losing like 150 pounds. Like, it wasn't a good way, it wasn't the right way, it was depression and whatever the hell that food poisoning thing did to me. But it only lasted like a couple of years. I mean, no, it lasted a few years, which is like horrible and a nightmare. And there's still certain things I can't eat anymore without having those issues. But I don't know. It's just, I mean, really, the only reason I'm losing the weight is to have that surgery. I mean, yeah, I want to be more comfortable. It's not for aesthetics, it's not for looks, it's not to get the attention of anybody. I could care less about any of that. But I could also care less about my future. So it's literally just to fix this hernias. Got a new one on this side too. I thought it was, and I verified with the doctor that yeah, they can feel like they're suctioning in instead of pushing out. So yeah, it's a new one over there. And then I have one like under my stomach area. And then this one, my belly button is like way over here. Like, it's my stomach and my belly button. It could also be because of how I'm sitting, but that sucks. This used to be my skinny weight too. Like, I could do so much more, and like just this. I hate this. I need to get rid of this. Maybe once I do it, I'll feel better. But then also another fear, if I have that surgery, the doctors told me that you won't get fat anymore, or like gain the fat tissue, whatever. I'm not saying I won't get fat again, but you won't grow the fat in those areas, I guess, that have been re-put together. So instead it'll go to other places, which I really, really don't want that to happen. It's another fear I have with this surgery. It sucks, and I don't know. Okay. Kind of went silent. This is already 14 minutes long, and I don't know if I've barely talked or if I've said a lot. I don't know. My hair does what it wants to do. There you go. Okay. I guess that's all.